Hi guys, so today we're gonna talk about the disassembly, a screen replacement or hard drive upgrade or RAM upgrade into a iMac 21.5 inch released after late 2012 Retina one. I was actually thinking if I should even make this video, as this is a little bit more technical. It requires a little bit more technical skills than all the other repairs I've showed you before, but I still do believe that with a little bit of patience, you will be able to do this at home, or at least you can get a sense of what this repair, how this repair is done, and then I leave it to you if you want to tackle these tasks or not. If you don't feel comfortable, please do not attempt it. You will need roughly around 45 minutes, and as I said, take your time while you're doing it if you decide to do it. Now I'm gonna show you the tools needed for that. So you will need one of these tools. I don't know if you can see, it looks like a pizza cutter. Okay, this one, it's actually it looks like a pry tool on one end, plastic, and it has this rotating blade. This is what we're going to use to separate the glue, the adhesive, which is in between the LCD and the actual frame of the computer, because after 2012 year, Mac, they decided, the Apple, they decided to make all their iMacs to glue the screen on the back assembly. So it's not like on the previous ones where you had magnets keeping magnets and screws keeping the screen together. No, they decided to make it a little bit harder for whomever attempts to disassemble it. The next tool we're gonna need are two suction cups. All these tools you can buy it off Amazon or eBay. Probably even your local hardware store might have the suction cups. However, I will highly recommend you to get this particular tool. I will not mention the name of the brand who makes it, but you can find it. You can find the whole kit on Amazon for around $20-something. I know it's a little bit steep price because you can find pry tools for a couple bucks plus the suction cup for probably $4 or $5. However, the most important part is the actual adhesive strips. Now these ones, you will find them online from prices ranging from around $6 to around $25, and you would ask yourself, why wouldn't you buy the cheaper one? Well, I'll tell you why. Because the cheap ones, they do not adhere, they do not glue the screen together properly. And especially in the case of larger iMacs, like the 27-inch one, where the screen has much more weight to it, the screen will come unglued, especially when the screen is kept somewhere at an angle. It's not backwards, but it's mostly a little bit forward. The screen will come loose, damaging the screen, damaging the LCD connection, so far and so forth. I had people attempting to do that, and they got the cheapest possible glue, Chinese strips, and it was ugly what happened to their computers. Anyways, this is all sold as a kit. You can find it on Amazon. As I said, it's around $27. It comes with two different strips, the 21-inch and the 27-inch one. It will come with two suction cups, one pry tool with 4 different rotating blades, plus a 14-piece screwdriver set, which you're not probably gonna use it for this Mac. Well, actually you would, because there are 2 screws holding the drive together if your plan is to upgrade the hard drive. If not, it's just you're gonna have an extra tools in your home, which are always welcome. Okay, so as I was saying, the Mac we're gonna work today, it's a 21.5-inch Retina one. Okay, now this is the thin one, and this particular model, it's a A1418. Again, the same procedure should be applied to all the iMacs 21 or 27-inch released after late 2012. It will work the same up to around 2016 one, if I'm correct. Might be wrong there. So okay, so let's start doing this. So we'll first take our pry tool, the pizza cutter thingy, and we will insert it. Let me just move the camera a little bit so you guys can actually see a little bit better. So the way we do this, we're gonna insert this in between the screen, the LCD itself, and the silver back. Okay, we'll put it straight in. Don't push it all the way in, and please do not apply force. Move up and down in a controlled manner. Do not push it back and forth, as even though it is a plastic tool, it can still apply some force to the LCD and it might chip it or crack it. You don't want to do that. The LCD sells around $400 on this particular piece. It's really not worth the hassle. So we'll get a tool and we'll slowly move, applying a light pressure, move along the edges of the computer. So what this one is doing, it's actually cutting in half the adhesive strip, which I showed you in the beginning, making it much easier to open than using any other pry tool, and actually making your life easier at removing the glue from the LCD and the case afterwards. So we'll go on the top now. Pay close attention to the corners. Okay, we'll go around it and we'll repeat the procedure on the other side as well. Again, take your time, don't rush. And if you have the right tool, many people will recommend you to use a heat gun or a blow dryer to make the glue a little bit more workable. If you have this tool, you do not need to do that, as basically this, as I said, is just gonna cut the strip in half. So melting it or making it more workable would not benefit you. Okay, so we'll go on the other side. When you do this, please make sure that the screen is tilted backwards, as you say. It is like this. Make sure it's not straight or towards you, as if the strips will lose contact with the LCD will come forward, it will fall down, it will break. Okay, so the other side is almost done. Okay, we go one more time around. Making sure the glue is cut all the way. Nice. Now we're going to grab the Imac with both of your hands and place it on a flat surface, table or whatever you might have at hand, floor or wherever you guys want to put it, wherever it's easier for you to work on. And once it's there, we will use, okay, just give me 1 second to do this, a little bit like this. Okay. Up, trying to work this camera so you can actually see it. I guess this is it. Okay. Now, once it's on your table, you will grab the suction cups, put them on the corners, and slightly lift it up. And why I'm saying slightly, because there are still, the adhesive might still have places where it's attached to both the LCD and the case. So we'll use the other end of the tool to go around the edges. Okay, and just remove whatever traces of adhesive there might be. Pay close attention when you get to the camera. portion, as do not put the pry tool too deep, as there is a little metal shield over there. You don't want to break it, so take the pry tool where the camera is and move along the other edges. Avoid the camera portion. Okay, so now it looks like the glue, it is removed. As you see, we can freely remove the LCD. Now let's see if I can show you what is actually inside and how to disconnect the connecting cable. Now let me see, let me put this light in a way that you might be able to actually see. So I'm gonna leave the screen. Okay, now inside here you have two cables, right? Let's see. Okay, as you see them, there are two cables. One is the power, the other one is the signal to the monitor. You'll have to remove them from the main board. So the first cable, the power one, you'll just pull the connection out. Okay, the second one, it's the LCD video cable. It has a little tab which you have to lift, similar with the MacBook Pros. You lift the tab and pull slightly on the cable. Now that's removed as well. We can remove our suction cups. Okay, and now using the same pry tool, we will have to remove the glue from the bottom of the screen, which we could not have done it before lifting this. So we'll do the same on the bottom. Okay, we have to do a couple passes, and we'll gently lift the screen while we do this, so this tool can actually cut that adhesive. Okay, we're gonna use the other head, head of the tool as well. Do this, and we're gonna do it here, and let's see, it's still not fully removed. Lift slowly on the LCD almost to a 90-degree angle. Gonna cut the glue. Okay, just like this. Okay, we are lucky that we can grab the actual strip, and let's see, try to grab it on this side as well. There you go. Be a nice boy and come off. There you go. So with the bottom adhesive removed, we're just gonna lift the LCD, put it on a flat surface, make sure there are no screws or anything else which can touch this. You'll put it face down. Okay, and now I'm gonna show you what is inside of the Mac Pro. iMac, I'm sorry. iMac. Okay. So you have the hard drive right here. That's your hard drive. It's a 2.5-inch hard drive, which is typically used in laptops, but Apple decided to put it in their smaller version of the iMac for some reason, and it fails a lot. They use an HGST drive, which is a subsidiary of the Western Digital. They're not the best drives around, so you know, I don't understand Apple's decision to put this type of drive inside, but anyways, they must have their reason. Now the RAM in this computer, it's so hard to actually upgrade that it does not even make sense, and if you want to do it at home, it's gonna be pretty difficult. Now we're not gonna talk about this today. We're gonna do it in a future video if there are enough requests for this. You can find it. You can find different tutorials online, of course, showing you how to do that. So you see, the RAM is right here. It's tucked under the main board of the computer. So in order to reach to the RAM, which is right here, you'll have to remove all these connections from the main board. You'll have to remove the main board, which is held together by 1, 2, 3 and 4 screws. You'll have to remove the speaker, which is on the side, which is 1 and 2 screws. You lift it up, and then you can get access to the RAM. There are 2 RAM slots into this iMac. I don't know if you can see it. So that's one right there, and one it's underneath. So you know, that's another job. We're gonna talk about it later. Now, what I'm gonna show you is how to remove the hard drive. This is what the video is about. Also, this video can serve as instructional video for replacing your cracked or broken LCD. So now let's go for the hard drive. So removing the drive, you'll have to remove 1, 2, 3 and 4 screws. Okay, now those screws, let's see which head we're going to use. I do believe it's this guy. Let's make sure that we're using the right one. No, that's not it. This one. So we're gonna use a T10 bit or a T10 screwdriver. Gonna remove the screws. 1, 2. Okay. I need 2, 3 and 4. Again, I spoke about this. They use a thread locker, which makes it harder to get the screws started. Now remember where you took the screws from, because as you see, they come in different sizes. Okay, so if you want to make a note where you pull out the screw from, they would come in handy, as they're not interchangeable. So okay, you want to avoid putting the wrong screw into the wrong hole. Okay, so you see there are 3 different types of screws. The little one, this one, and the one which it's only threaded towards the end. This guy right here are from the front, from the part which is closer to the fan. So remember, the 2 screws which are similar are from the part which is closer to the speaker. With the screws removed, we're gonna remove the plastic retention plates. Okay, gonna put them on the side, and we're going to lift on the hard drive just like this. Now you cannot just pull it out because it is held together by the SATA connection. Okay, so we're gonna unplug that first. I'm gonna use my trusted pry tool right here to slowly separate this, and we pulled the hard drive out. This one is a 1 terabyte hard drive. It is a SATA 5400 RPM, so they could not even put a faster one like a 7200 RPM hard drive inside of their computer, so that's beyond me. But anyways, now we're gonna get this particular customer. He wanted to have it replaced with an SSD drive. It's used in a business environment. It does not need extra storage. This is a small SSD, but size, I mean capacity, does not really matter. They're all the same, 2.5 inch, 7mm thick. So we're gonna take the SSD drive. We're going to remove this little rubber which is around the hard drive. Okay, it is glued on the drive. This serves as a anti-vibration buffer, I believe. Now it's pretty much, and to also hold the drive in place, snug into place. It's not really necessary for if you're doing an SSD drive, but we're going to reapply it nevertheless. So we're gonna put the drive on the side. We're gonna put this around our SSD drive. Now we're gonna grab the cable from this side. Okay, hold it together because it is at an angle, you cannot really pull much on it. We're gonna put the pry tool behind, and then we're gonna push the SSD into place and also into the SATA connection. Now you have to be a little bit patient here, because as I said, these come at an angle. It might not be the easiest thing to do, but with a little bit of a patience you will be able to do it. You can also hold it in your hand. Just make sure when you push it inside the drive you don't put too much pressure, because you might break the connection on the drive, the SATA connection on the drive. So with that one plugged in, we're gonna reseat the SSD drive. Okay, we'll put back the plastic retention plates on top of it. Okay, and now remember, let's start with the small screw, which goes on the corner which is closer to the fan. Okay, then we're gonna take the screw which is only threaded towards the end. We're gonna put it in the other side, and we're gonna screw that guy in. Okay, then we're gonna take the other two screws, put them back in their place. Okay, now they're nice and tight. Now what we're gonna do, we have to remove the excess glue from the frame and from the LCD.